Hi everyone, let's discuss the types of conscience. The meaning of conscience. There are two rules or norms according to which a person must shape his conduct, namely, the commandments of God and his own conscience. Conscience is the judgment of the practical reason which decides that a particular action is in conformity with or opposition to God's law. We are never permitted to act contrary to the dictates of our conscience, for as St. Paul says, all that is not of faith, according to one's conscience, is sinful. But while one must always act according to the dictates of his conscience, it does not follow that, in doing so, he may not, under certain conditions, be guilty of sin, for there is such a thing as false conscience. Let's discuss the 7 types of conscience. First one is the correct conscience. Correct conscience tells us when something is a good choice or a bad choice, and that this decision is in agreement with what that thing actually is according to the objective law. The next one is the erroneous conscience. Erroneous conscience judges something incorrectly. When something is bad, you think it is good, and when it is good, you think it is bad. Next is the certain conscience. Certain conscience means convinced without any doubt that an action is good or bad. Next is the doubtful conscience. Doubtful conscience means when you cannot choose between good and bad choices. Next is the lax conscience. Lax conscience means when you see no sin where there actually is sin. Scrupulous conscience. Scrupulous conscience means a conscience that judges that there is sin where there really is no sin, or that judges that something is a mortal sin when it is only a venial sin. The last is the delicate conscience. Delicate conscience judges correctly and with careful attention concerning the acts that are about to be performed. And now let's have situational analysis. Andy sees a wallet in an open locker next to his in the lobby locker area. He takes it out and finds 500 bill in it. The wallet does not belong to any of his friends. He is tempted to take the 500 peso bill, but decides that this would be stealing. He puts the wallet back in the locker and closes it. Andy chose correctly. He knows that theft is wrong and that it destroys trust. His conscience was correctly formed and lead him to choose the value of honesty. Next situation. Barbara went to a party and got drunk. This is serious matter because a person cannot think rationally or choose freely. Something essential has been destroyed. When she went to the party, Barbara honestly didn't see anything wrong with drinking. Later, when she discussed her behavior with her parents, she claimed that no one ever told her that drunkenness was seriously wrong. In Barbara's case, her conscience errs because of lack of information. It happens to youngsters whose parents are very prejudiced. People with erroneous conscience must make a sincere effort to overcome their ignorant consciences. Everyone has a duty to grow in knowledge of right and wrong. Last situation. George copies homework from his friends, makes cheat sheets for tests, and plagiarize materials for his class papers. He does this in all of his classes. When discussions about cheating come up in class, he mentally blocks them out. He once told a friend, "No one is going to tell me what to do." George has a lax conscience. He doesn't care about others. He closes his mind to what is true and good. His only interest is himself. He is insincere and doesn't want to try to walk to a virtuous path.